must have been trust fund kids because no average person can pull off these accomplishments. That was a comment that was left on an online article about us. And a couple months ago, a viral video about our family called Global Attention. And basically the storyline went like this. This couple that lived down in the U.S. Virgin Islands, they chartered a private plane just to get their 300-pound pet pig, Ziggy, back to the mainland, where they bought a motorhome, traveled the entire country, and then after doing so, they launched a huge fundraiser to buy a farm to save as many farm animals like Ziggy as possible. At first, I was a little upset with that statement, that strong statement, and those 3 words, trust fund kids. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I realized that we have done something that people truly think is unattainable. Jay, my other half, he worked in construction, and I was a bartender on St. John. But our main goal in life was and always will be to provide Ziggy, our son, the greatest life ever because he deserves nothing less than any other child in the world. Our mission going forward is to not only offer that life to Ziggy, but to rescue as many other Ziggies and be able to give them the same life. No matter how much money we had in our pockets, because many times it wasn't much, we had to step up because we could never accept failure as an option. The greatest part about our story is we're not trust fund kids. We're far from it. We weren't financially supported by our families. Just the opposite, actually. When I graduated from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, I got a degree in business administration. And my parents, they were excited. They're like, she's going to dominate in the corporate world. Bless their hearts. Little did they know that my heart had other plans. Well, here's your spoiler alert. I truly believe that anyone can achieve anything. And here's just a couple points to remember while you're on your way to dominating your dreams. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. Let negativity help be your drive. You see, when I got Ziggy, I received just as much criticism as I did support. And it's followed with every hurdle I've had to overcome. You see, my so-called teacup pig didn't exactly become a teacup size. He grew up to be a 300-pound soul full of love. So what is a woman to do? I took those crazy moves, and we did charter a plane to get Ziggy and us to a better life. During that time, the criticism came from those people who were closest to us. Though it hurt like hell, I love being able to show people that our unrealistic dreams can come true because so far they have. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. Thank you, Steve Jobs. People tell me all the time that I'm crazy. I'm sure there's some TEDxers out there that feel the same way. Does anybody else ever feel misunderstood? Well, crazy has led me to the greatest life ever. I didn't follow a comfortable or traditional mold. I just followed my desire to change the world. You must have 100% confidence in what you're trying to accomplish and never let negative people mess up your vision. And the thing is, it's not the fact that these people don't want to see us succeed. It's the fact that they just don't understand your way of thinking. But there is a beautiful part about this. Breaking traditional and comfortable molds and thinking crazy is how to bring about innovation in areas that have never been explored before. Now, I'm not going to tell you that my strategy is easy. Actually, it's crazy difficult. You see, we have goals on the macro level, such as changing the way the world views animals. But we also have goals on the micro level, like walking into the life of a special needs animal that has a disability that no vet on earth has ever dealt with before. Here's where I want to introduce you and tell you about our turkey baby Toby that unfortunately we lost this past year. We rescued Toby when he was several years old. He had been bouncing around from rescue to rescue, but when Jay and I met him, he just rocked our world. He was hilarious. He would talk to you all day long, and you know what? He'd give you the correct answer every time, and it sounded a little bit like this. Pew pew. How could that not be the right answer? He'd follow you around all day long, but very slowly. When we officially adopted Toby, we took him to a bird specialist to find out that he had infections in both hocks, which are the knees, and the bottoms of both feet. Now, you must understand in birds that infections, they're not something that you can just lance, drain, and treat with antibiotics. It's actually a solid mass, and when it gets to a certain point, it must be surgically removed. Unfortunately, Toby's infections were life-threatening. And moving forward with the surgery, the bird specialist said, I just want to let you know that, after these surgeries, Toby's going to have to spend some time and he won't be able to put pressure on either leg. So first we're like, okay, Toby's a big boy. Toby is a 65-pound turkey. So what do you do when you have a 65-pound turkey that's going through surgery that won't be able to put pressure on either leg? Well, I have Jay here, who, after several attempts, made Toby a perfect turkey wheelchair. And then, a couple of weeks went by, and we began to see slow healing. But unfortunately, with that slow healing, we started noticing that Toby was getting bed sores. So we took Toby back to the vet. And he said, guys, I hate to tell you this, but Toby's not going to be able to use that wheelchair anymore. And he's still not going to be able to put pressure on those legs. So what do you do when you can't put a turkey in a wheelchair and you can't put any pressure on either leg? There's no other options, right? Well, that's where crazy comes in. I said, excuse me, Mr. Vet. I got the solution. He said, yes, Kristin. I said, I'm going to flip him on his back in a reclining position. There you go. 65-pound bird. He looked at me and he laughed. He said, good luck. That bird will never let you do that. I said, okay. So I get home. I sit down on the floor in the living room. I have my back up against the couch, and I said, all right, Jay, I'm ready. So we call it the turkey baby position. So Jay goes, and he picks up Toby, and he has him like this. Toby is kicking. Those wings are just a-flapping, and here I am. I'm like, bring it on, baby. Well, he puts Toby. Toby's back is up against my chest. His little feet are up in the air. And it took about 30 seconds before Toby calmed down and we could see contentment across his face and body. Believe it or not, this crazy idea worked. Unfortunately, our boy, he died several months later when he contracted MRSA. But during those times, we had some great experiences because in this new position, we were able to put Toby in a stroller. So we would take Toby on all the farm tours. He joined us at every family meal at the dining room table. Even during the winter months when it was so cold, we were able to take him shopping with us just to get him out of the house. Toby loved every second, and we missed that boy immensely. This Tobys story is just one example of how we can never accept failure as an option, and how crazy is a better way to live. When every door closes as an option, we have to create more doors to be open. Are you ready to be a true example in your life? Are you ready to show up and be crazy? I love being an example of defeating the odds, and to be able to use my personal story to encourage other people out there, and you TEDxers who may have always felt the way I have, but did not have the self-confidence to say, screw you, I'm doing this. I want you to think, Kristin chartered a plane to get a 300-pound pig out of the U.S. Virgin Islands. And now she is living her dream, working constantly on her farm, cleaning stalls, taking care of 60 special needs rescued farm animals, and loving every minute. That's awesome. Your dream may not be to work on a farm, but I'm going to leave you with this. What's your gigantic pig on the plane story? Go out there and do it, but don't forget to give Ziggy a big thumbs up when you do it. Thank you.